Germany, Europe's economic powerhouse, is undergoing a seismic shift. And this time is about defense, military power, and Europe's future. Recently, Germany's parliament made a historic decision to spend up to €1 trillion on military and infrastructure upgrades, a move that marks a dramatic departure from post-World War II pacifism and signals Berlin's intent to take a leadership role in European security. Why now Germany is breaking off post-war doctrine, and what does this mean for the future of Europe and global power balances? Let's break it down. Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022 shattered the long-held European illusion of perpetual peace. For decades, Germany relied on economic diplomacy and its position as Europe's industrial engine rather than military force. But now it faces an entirely different reality. The US, Europe's historical security guarantor, is increasingly focused on the Indo-Pacific, where China's ambitions threaten the global order. Under both Trump and Biden, Washington has pushed for greater European responsibility in NATO. With Trump coming to power now, European leaders fear an abrupt American disengagement from NATO. China's growing economic and military power further complicates the picture. As Beijing deepens its ties with Russia, a new geopolitical axis is forming that challenging the Western order. Germany, deeply tied to China through trade, must now balance economic pragmatism with military readiness. The last time Germany undertook a massive military build-up, the world saw the consequences. In the 1930s, German industrial giants such as Volkswagen, BMW and Siemens shifted to military production, fueling the Nazi war machine. Today, the resurgence of military-industrial collaboration is undeniable. Volkswagen and Mercedes-Benz have signaled interest in supporting military-grade vehicles. Rheinmetall, Germany's largest arms manufacturer, has secured record contracts for tanks, drones and artillery. Airbus, in partnership with France, is developing the future combat air system, Europe's answer to US and Chinese advancements in military aviation. Krauss-Maffei-Wegmann, the maker of the Leopard 2 tank, is expanding production to meet European demand, particularly in Poland and Baltic states. The militarization of the German economy is already reshaping Europe's industrial landscape. But will this shift create long-term economic distortion? Germany's debt-conscious public may resist excessive defense spending, especially if social programs or green initiatives suffer as a result. Germany's move is being closely watched by France, which has long advocated for Europe's strategic autonomy, reducing reliance on the US for defense. French President Emmanuel Macron sees Germany's rearmament as an opportunity to deepen Franco-German military collaboration, but tensions remain. France prefers European-made weapons like the Rafale jet, while Germany has historically relied on US systems such as the F-35 fighter jets and is now also exploring UK and Turkish military technology. France, the EU's only nuclear power, post-Brexit, wants Germany to contribute more to a European nuclear shield. Berlin, however, remains skeptical. France's defense industry, led by Dassault and Thales, is wary of Germany's rising military-industrial complex, which could challenge its dominance in European arms exports. And how are other European nations reacting? Poland and Baltic states, these frontline nations welcome Germany's rearmament, seeing it as a crucial counterbalance to Russia. However, they remain firmly aligned with the US and want NATO, not the EU, to remain the core of European defense. Italy and Spain, Southern European nations, are less enthusiastic. They worry about the economic consequences of matching Germany's military spending and would prefer funds to be allocated towards economic recovery and migration challenges. What about Turkey and the UK? Both nations will be critical to Germany's security strategy. Turkey, with NATO's second largest army, provides strategic depth against Russia and the Middle East. The UK post-Brexit remains a vital naval and intelligence partner. However, historical tensions and diverging strategic goals could complicate cooperation. What about global implications? What this means for Russia and China? A militarized Germany poses a significant challenge for Moscow. Already stretched thin in Ukraine, Russia may escalate hybrid warfare tactics, cyber attacks, disinformation campaigns, and political interference to destabilize Germany's internal cohesion. Berlin has long been Beijing's key economic partner in Europe, but with Germany increasing its military ties with the US, UK, and NATO allies, the Sino-German relationship could face strain. Germany's rearmament is a watershed moment for Europe, but the road ahead is fraught with risks. Germany's pacifist political culture may resist long-term military expansion, particularly if economic conditions worsen. Could Germany's military build-up trigger counter-rearmament by France, Italy, or even aggressive response from Russia? Germany's shift from an economic giant to a military power could reshape global geopolitics. If managed effectively, it could strengthen Europe's autonomy and deter adversaries. But if mishandled, it risks reviving old tensions and geopolitical instability. History is watching closely. Will Germany's new course lead to a stronger Europe, or will past costs return to haunt the continent's future? Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.